I think it's my 11th or 12th lesson now. Again, not a lot has changed. I was working a lot on the Minuet in G and the Czerny exercise number 20. I really want to like focus in and dial those in and get those sounding really nice. As you saw from the last video, I worked on adding some dynamics to the Minuet, and I think that's sounding a lot better, but there's still places where I'm a little weak, where I'm still like pausing at parts, and I don't feel like it's really flowing like perfectly yet, and I want to keep working on that, and then the Czerny exercise, obviously I have a whole second half of that to get through. I started looking at that with my instructor yesterday, but it's really one of those things where I just got to sit here and practice and practice and practice, because it's the same with the first half. It took me a long time to just get that half, but it was really just me sitting here for hours and hours playing one measure at a time over and over and over again until it felt comfortable. And now, I mean, it's it's getting there. And then the same thing applies to the second half. The second half is definitely different, but it's looks like similar difficulty wise. The other thing we looked at this week was I think I said last time I wanted to start looking at the Moonlight Sonata First Movement by Beethoven again. So I showed you that in my last video, that I started it again. That hasn't gotten very far. I played it a couple times in the lesson yesterday, and I'm just going to start working on that again. And then one more thing, I heard I heard this song on the radio, or not radio, but on my phone, whatever, recently, and it sounded like it would be a cool song to try and learn on the piano. It's Bad Day by Daniel Powter. And I started thinking, like, this is something that would be cool to just, in my like spare time, kind of like in between, the things I'm working on for my lessons, just start kind of playing around with. And I think this is important because I've said it in videos past. I need to keep it fresh, to keep it new, to kind of like stay interested, to make sure I don't like get bored with the piano and stop wanting to practice and stop working on things. So I think this will be good for me to have like a fourth like kind of backup thing to work on when I get kind of bored of the Minuet and bored of the working on the exercise. I think it'll be good. It doesn't sound great yet. That, and then it repeats a couple times, but it sounds cool. I think it would be cool to learn, and if possible, if I could sing with it too. I mean, I tried a little bit. It's really hard to sing and play at the same time, but maybe once I get the song a little more dialed, that'll be a little bit easier. But yep, that's it for this week. Gonna keep working. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more for you next week in my practice kind of results video, but until then.